What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Tony Smiles here, and tonight, unfortunately, Professor G couldn't make it. He had a family emergency, so we got a change in the lineup today. Hey, my prayers goes out to him and his family. I wish him all the best, and hopefully he can come back for Game 6. If not, much love from Jav Entertainment family. That said, Game 5 was ridiculous. Game 5 was ridiculous. So, but let's start with Game 4. Game 4, where the final score for Game 4, we had a 6-2, and tonight we have 6-1. 6-1. Dodgers lose. Congratulations to Toronto. The Canadian team takes it back to Toronto, 3-2. They can shut it down in Game 6 and win the World Series. Congratulations. My hat's off to them for doing what that most people didn't think they were going to do in Los Angeles. Take 2 games and bring it back home in order to finish it off. It's lucky that the Dodgers didn't get swept at home. They could have finished the game here. Personally, I have to make this comment because I said it last night, and I'm going to say it again. The manager of the Dodgers did not, let me say that again. The manager of the Dodgers did not take Game 4 seriously. After an 18-inning run in Game 3, came back and they phoned it in. They phoned it in. Instead of trying to win the game, they phoned it in. And then I got the receipts tonight. He made certain comments that prove my statement to be true. He made certain comments to make my statement true that he phoned it in because all of a sudden there was changes in the lineup and stuff like that he needed to do yesterday in Game 4 in order to make Game 4 successful, or at least have momentum to win Game 5. They didn't do none of that. They phoned it in, and guess what? They lost Game 5. Everybody thinks they had some type of momentum. Dude, the Toronto had momentum since the end of Game 3 because they were pushing hard. It took 18 innings to put them out. 18 innings. That's a doubleheader. To take Toronto out, the Dodgers had to take them way deep in deep waters into the 18th inning, to the bottom of the 18th to finish them off. That said, let's get to what's going on today. The final score, like I said, is 6-1, as you can see here. You got to give it to the 22-year-old pitcher. Only gave up 1 run. That 1 run goes to him. It wasn't a reliever. The relievers did really good for the Blue Jays. They didn't give up any runs. They maintained the lead. They closed out perfectly for him. But he did give up a run. The Dodgers, like I said, they phoned it in, and you can see 2 runs in the first, and both of them were home runs with no outs. Let's get into this tonight. Yesavage, 22-year-old rookie, went all the way tonight. Breaking historic records. As you can see here. Trey Yesavage, 104 pitches. 104 pitch count. The IP, as you can see, 7-0. H3, ER1, BB0, Ks 12. But here's the kicker. That K12, those strikeouts. Hey, most by a rookie in the World Series. Most by a rookie in the World Series. He is on his way to the Hall of Fame with 1 game. With 1 game, he is on his way to the Hall of Fame. And he's a rookie. All he got to do is maintain, don't get into any craziness, and he will be in the Hall of Fame before his career ends just because of this outing. just because of this outing. And the Dodgers are to blame because they didn't take game 4 seriously. They didn't take game 4 seriously. And I blame the manager for that. I didn't see any strategic urgency in game 4 by the manager. I mean, this was the lineup here that the head, and Snell gave up 2 home runs in the first inning, right out the gate. After the first pitch was a home run. It wasn't even that deep. The first pitch was a home run. Then the second, when Guerrero came up, he put it out there too. Boom, gone. But the first pitch was a home run. This was the lineup for Toronto. They only had Springer out because of injury from game 3, as you can see. There were some changes here. On the bench was Francis, Springer, and Straw. They came out of the dugout and did their thing too. Springer didn't come out. Springer stayed in the dugout. Maybe he come out for game 6. They had him running earlier tonight. Earlier tonight before the game, they had him running in the outfield to see if the strain on his back or whatever and his grind was still good, but they didn't feel comfortable with it, so they kept him out of the game. So that's the story there. Springer wasn't he wasn't missed. The Toronto Blue Jays did what they needed to do to get the Dodgers up out of it. I mean, there's your lineup for the Blue Jays. Here's the lineup for the Dodgers. Here's where changes started occurring. This should have happened yesterday. With that weak lineup that Toronto had. This didn't happen. Pajas was removed from the game, even though in this game, Call didn't do much, but he did get a walk and he got on base. So, as you can see here on the right, it says Dean, Pajas, and Rojas were in the dugout. They were on the bench. On the left, Kim and Roach. But the big thing is that the lineup was changed up. Even Mookie Betts got moved to third string behind Smith. He wasn't behind Ohtani because of the way he's been performing. This should have been done in game 4. And once again, the Dodgers manager, Roberts, Dave Roberts, Dave Roberts is the one. You got to blame him for game 4. He phoned it in. He's a Hall of Famer. Don't get it wrong. He knows what he needs to do, but he figured he was tired. The team was tired. He was going to give him a break and then win game 5. That was a bad call. You needed to drive in runs, steal bases, do what you needed to do to win the game. That did not happen. I'm sorry. That did not happen. I didn't see the urgency in game 4. I spoke about it in the podcast last night, and he didn't do it. And they paid for it today. He tried to rest him, I guess, even though Ohtani wasn't stealing bases. He wasn't stealing bases. I mean, there it is. Dave Roberts. You got to blame this man for the Dodgers losing tonight's game and losing game 4. Because even if they lost tonight, they wouldn't have been in a better position. 3-2 coming into tonight. But they tied the series 2-2, and guess what? Now they're going to Toronto. And then they might get shut out. They might get shut out. It'll be a 3-game sweep. 3-game sweep. And the Toronto, listen, Toronto is a foreign country. People don't understand this. Toronto is a foreign country. Baseball is America's pastime. And guess what? The World Series this season, out of history, started in a foreign country and is guaranteed to end in a foreign country. The Dodgers, America's pastime, might be because of the manager making a poor decision in Game 4 and phoning it in and saying, okay, I'm going to give my guys a rest so they can do something in Game 5. And here's the proof. And a USA Today report before the game, USA Today before the game, you can see it right here. Los Angeles Dodgers manager Dave Roberts decided Game 5 of 2025 World Series had become too big to hold back any longer. What were you holding back in Game 4? That Game 5 became too big. You was holding back in Game 4? Yes, you were. I saw that. You don't have to tell me that. So Game 5, now you're going to try to win? Come on, guy. There's no trying to win. There's no, look, you got to win. You needed to win. You needed to win. You're going to take this back to Toronto. Check your passport at the door. You're going to have to go in and make it happen. You got to win 2 games. And to beat Toronto, it took you 18 innings the last time you beat them. We don't got time for that. We don't got time for that. We don't got time for that. But listen, congratulations to Toronto for doing that thing, especially doing it with a rookie on the mound. A 22-year-old rookie on the mound. Just starting his career. Dave Roberts, man, do better, man. Do better. Magic Johnson, have a conversation with him. You know how to win clutch, Magic Johnson. Talk to him. Look, the end of the season for the Los Angeles Dodgers ended in a loss in California. And look, this is not the only receipt. This is not the only receipt. I got more. That article continues. That article continues. So after he says that Game 5 was too big to hold back any longer, what were you holding back, Mr. Roberts? What were you holding back? Why were you holding stuff back? You shouldn't be holding nothing back. Fall on your shield if you have to, but at least you put everything on the line. And as you can see here, he elected to get rid of Pages. The article continues. Roberts elected to bench centerfielder Pages in favor of Alex Cole, who will play in left field during Game 5. It didn't matter. It didn't matter at this point. It didn't matter. Cole didn't even do enough this time around to do anything because he did better in Game 4. But he needed to be put in earlier to do that damage because Toronto's team was weak. Their bench was weak. The pitcher was a little weaker. You didn't need to phone it in on a weak team. You needed to make adjustments, Mr. Roberts. You see the adjustments here. Hernandez, who has been playing left field in LA, shifted to center. Catcher Smith also changed. Now he's batting second because Mookie Betts needed to move behind him because he wasn't doing nothing behind Ohtani. And the worst part is Ohtani was quiet yesterday and he was quiet today. He was quiet yesterday because it was Game 3, they was walking him all the way. Towards the end, they wouldn't let him score anymore. Game 5, the rookie put him down. So the change didn't happen. These changes that should have happened yesterday are happening today with a better pitcher on the mound from Toronto, who's a rookie, 22 years old, and now He's on his way to the Hall of Fame because he's breaking records already. I'm telling you. And the article continues. And the article continues. Get Alex in the bottom. This is what Robert says. You want to get Alex in the bottom? At bat quality? The potential to get on base for Ohtani at the top, Robert said before Game 5, as far as Mookie and Will, I felt that it creates a better chance to win today. In the postseason, you have to get more reactive than regular season at some point. You should have got reactive in Game 4 because it took you 18 innings in Game 3. It took you 18 innings to get Toronto up out of there. So Game 4 was more crucial than Game 5, and these changes should have happened. First, you saying in this article, you can't hold back no longer. You shouldn't have been holding back in the first place. And then that this is not the regular season, that you need to be more active or more reactive. At some point, you should have been more reactive in Game 4. In Game 4, I got to go in on you, but wait, there's more. But wait, there is more. The article continues. They talk about how Pages was so bad. Respect to Pages for trying his best, and you listen. Some people say, sometimes you have some slow days, but look at this, Mr. Roberts. Look at this. Pages was 1-15 at the plate over 4 World Series games. 1-15. Why did you wait so long to get him out of there? Because during the 18 innings, you got him up out of there to win the game. He should have been up out of there already for Game 4. For Game 4. Over 4 World Series games and had just 4 hits in 45 postseason at bat this year. Only 4 hits in 45? Come on, son. This is not championship caliber material. He has to go to the bench. It don't take a rocket scientist to bench him. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. And then they go on to say that Cole, 31 years old, who's older, 31 years old, appeared in Game 3 and 4 for the Dodgers and has one hit in 5 at bat during the World Series. This is USA Today telling you, why didn't you take Pages out? The announcers were making fun of Pages and thanking God that Pages was batting before Ohtani, so Ohtani couldn't do more damage than he could have. These changes could have happened before. You have to blame the manager. The manager has to take the hit for Game 4. You phoned it in, Mr. Roberts. You phoned it in. You shouldn't have phoned it in. You shouldn't have phoned it in. You should have won Game 4. And if you would have lost Game 5, okay, we go to Game 6. But now you up 3-2. Now you up 3-2. If you win Game 4, you up 3-2. You lose Game 5, now you go to Game 6. You still up 3-2 in Canada. But no, you lose Game 3 you lose Game 4 and 5 at home with the bottom of the ninth on your hands. How do you do this? And they were saying yesterday the game was so slow. There's nothing going on, nothing going on, nothing going on. Nothing happened in this inning. Nothing happened in this inning. You don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear nothing happened in this inning. Nothing happened in this inning. There was little the Dodgers did in this inning. You have to blame the manager. You have to blame the manager. Nobody else. Now, he can make it up. He can make it up. He can make it up by winning game 6 and 7. Because that's what he has to do now. He needs a knockout. He needs a knockout to win game 6 and 7. He needs a knockout. He needs a knockout because he loses the next game. That's it. The World Series is over. Baseball is over. America's pastime is over. And the Canadians are waving the flag. And the Canadians are waving the flag. And the Canadians, let me say that again. And the Canadians are waving the flag. Mr. Roberts, why didn't you do this in game 4? Why didn't you switch it up in game 4? Let me tell you, I was giving you props for going toe-to-toe with the young, I think he's 45 years old, I was told. The young manager over there. The young manager, he's 45 years old. John Schneider, 45 years old. He went toe-to-toe with you in game 3, all the way 18 innings. He went toe-to-toe. You're supposed to beat him. You got better baseball knowledge than he does. You're supposed to beat him. You got years and championships. He don't have no championship. You're about to gift him one. Mr. Roberts, you're about to gift this man one. Mr. Roberts, you're about to gift this man a World Series ring. If you don't come back in game 6 and 7, because they're already saying game 7 if necessary. If necessary. Toronto has the bottom of the ninth. They have home field advantage. They're going to have home cooking. As a matter of fact, they're leaving tonight after the game. They already said it. They're leaving tonight after the game. They're going to have a little warm-up tomorrow, and then they're going to get ready for game 6. They're going to be already in Toronto. I don't know what the Dodgers are doing, if they're going to stay and try to fly out in the morning or whatnot. You know, get some loving, have some home-cooked breakfast before they fly out. But Toronto Blue Jays will be at home already climatizing because it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. And if it goes to the game 7, we're talking about November 1st. We're talking about November 1st. We're not doing no 18 innings on November 1st. And guess who's going to be on the mound on game 7 for Toronto? One dangerous old man. One dangerous old man with championships, who knows how to win, who knows how to be clutch. You got to get prepared for that outcome. Because he's bringing it. He's bringing it. He's bringing it. Jesus, man. But hey, again, congratulations to Toronto. They did their thing. The final score was 6-1. 6-1. And now I'm going to go ahead and give you the rundown to game 5 so you know how they did it. There is not going to be a secret here on how Toronto decimated the defending champions, Los Angeles Dodgers. And it will take, I think it's 35 years ago was when the Blue Jays had the championship in Canada. And it sounds like if this occurs again, the strategies and, you know, there was rarely stealing bases tonight when they had opportunities. You know, Toronto did that tonight. They stole bases. They bunted. They did all of that. They did all the small ball stuff. And they got 6 points. Now, mind you, the first 2 points is a gimme, so they scored 4 points on the other plays. But a leadoff home run, the game started, and that's how you start the game. Okay, you made a mistake. It's only 1 run. But then the next guy at bat hits a home run. You're going to pitch right down the middle and be like, all right, he's not going to do nothing. It's Gutierrez. Excuse me, Guerrero. You're gonna throw it right down the middle for him. Really? Okay. Snell finished off. Remember, Snell lost game 1 for us. The Americans. Snell. He started off game 5 the way he finished game 1. Terrible. Terrible. I'm glad he's not pitching again. You're going to have discussions about his abilities and capabilities. He's a decent pitcher. Maybe he should not be a starter, though. I don't know. But I don't think he should be a starter. He might be a good reliever. But in the World Series, you won't give up a home run the first pitch? Seriously? And this is how it went down. Snyder. I don't even know. He didn't even know he was going to start. Snyder didn't even know that he was going to be the first at bat. He said at the end of the game. And he hits a home run at the first pitch. Pow! Out to left field. Out, gone. The score is 1-0. Guerrero comes up. Like I said, boom, a solo home run. There was nobody on base. It was a home run. But he hits another home run. Now the momentum really shifts. It quiets the crowd before the game even really gets started. The crowd is quiet. They just walking in. They was just walking in. Some of them didn't even get a sip of their beer. Some of them didn't even get to swallow the popcorn they just put in their mouth. Or a bite of the hot dog. They didn't even get a whole bite of the hot dog. They were about to put the hot dog in their mouth when they saw the home run. You can see it. That's embarrassing for the World Series. Snell. That's going to replay over and over tomorrow. It's going to play over and over in Toronto all the way up to game 6. Again, I don't know, but I really don't think Snell should be a starter. He should not be a starting pitcher. He need to come off the bench or relieve or something. Maybe he might make a better closer. I don't know. I do not know. I'm being honest with you. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. But a starter, I'm not comfortable with that. Because the Americans are about to lose, and you're going to have to sing "Oh Canada." Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. So now you had Guerrero with the 2-run home run. Bissett comes out and strikes out. And then Kirk hits a base hit. We're still in the first inning. Now we're in danger again of them scoring. Varsho hits a base hit. Varsho hits a base hit. So you got man on first and second. Or going to second, but Kirk get caught out. At second, excuse me. He get caught out at second. So you still got man on first. The Blue Jays challenged the call on the out at first, thinking there was a double play, but no, that's not how it went down. It was not a double play. You got Kirk out at second, and Verso made it to first. Mind you, we still in the top of the first, and Toronto already challenging calls, and they won. They won. That's how you play. Aggressive. You play to win. They took a risk of losing one of their challenges right there in the first inning. They challenged it and they won. So they get to keep the challenge. They kept their challenge. So yeah, it was not a double play. Clemens comes in, hits a ball, hits a ball one, I believe, and then Vershaw makes the mistake to try to steal home. Steal second, excuse me. I don't know why he did that, but this is what I'm talking about. They were playing to win. They scored 2 points already. Still the first, but there was one out. So he tried to steal second. He got called out. The Blue Jays challenged. This time they lost. You got 2 outs, and then we're down at the bottom of the first. And here we go. The young 22-year-old takes the mound for the first time in, I think it's the second time in the World Series, but the first time for Game 6. 22 years old rookie, and we already seen his stats. And he's the only one in history. 12 Ks. 12 Ks. Rookie. 12 Ks on the Dodgers. They're going to put that in his plaque in the Hall of Fame. That in 2025, the Dodgers struck out to a rookie 12 times. 12 times. In 9 innings. Please. Make it make sense. Then he strikes out 1, 2, 3. Smith, Betts strikes straight out. At least Smith hits a pop-up. Oh, yeah. And Ohtani, who batted first, Savage caught the ball and threw it to first. He struck Ohtani out. He snagged the ball out of there. 1 out, 2 out, 3 outs. We're in the top of the second. Snell is back on the mound. Finally, he starts warming up. 1, 2, 3. Clemens out. Grounds out. Barger. Base hit to the right. But then he stays on base. Because Falafel pops up out, and then Gutierrez strikes out. We're in the bottom of the second, and the young rookie is on fire. As you can see, the score was 6-1. So Freeman struck out. That's the first one. Remember, he had 12. I showed you 12 in 9 innings. K1. Hernandez, K2. Edmund, K3. Gone. Top of the third. Snell back at it. Strikes out Snyder. Gutierrez, again, his batter touches everything. It gets so bad that he walks him. So now Snell is walking people. Bichette hits a base hit. Gutierrez Jr. out at second from that base hit. It would have been a double play, but Mookie Betts errored or threw the pitch, threw the ball to second where Edmund falls on the ground and he can't throw the ball to first. What are we doing? What are we doing? Three Stooges? What's going on? You hit shortstop. You throw the ball to second. You force the second baseman to reach for the ball. Falls over. Luckily, he keeps the foot on the base. Gets him out, but he can't throw the first to make the double. Luckily, Kirk strikes out after that. No more damage done at that point. Bottom of the third. The young man is on there. He's hot. He's hot. And he strikes out Munski. He strikes him out. 1, 2, 3. Another K. He got 12. Broke the record for rookie who pitched in the World Series. Got the most strikeouts by a rookie. But guess what? This is where the one run that he got overconfident. He was striking everybody out. He got overconfident, pitched down the center, and Kike Hernandez hits a home run. Boom, out of here. The one run that the Dodgers got through the whole game. Thank you for Kike Hernandez for at least getting rid of that old. But now it's only a one-run game because it's 2-1. The Dodgers can do something. Everybody's expecting the Dodgers to do something. We already know the final score. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. But let's continue. The score, the LA Dodgers finally get on the board. 2-1 score. Cole pops out. And the youngster pitches to Ohtani. 1, 2, 3. Another K. Bam! Dude, I now got respect for Shorty. 22 years old. Bam! Another K. Put Ohtani down. And Ohtani's a future Hall of Famer. Mookie Betts is a future Hall of Famer. Mookie Betts is a Golden Glove. Bam! Top of the fourth. Snell pitching again. They kept him in there. Rajo's line drive to right. Triple. Triple. That joker runs all the way to third. All the way to third. What is going on? Snell, with a simple line drive to right field, he gone all the way to third. A triple. A triple. Now, Toronto's in scoring position. You got man on third. Clemente comes out, and guess what he does? He's like, either I'm gonna bunt or I'm gonna hit a sacrifice fly or something. I'm gonna get this run. And that's exactly what he does. Exactly. Sacrifice fly, and Clemens comes home. The new score is 3-1. 3-1. Now the game is getting away. Now it's starting to get away. The momentum is already all over Toronto in Dodger Stadium. Then Snell walks Berger. Luckily, Fafner strikes out, and Jimenez strike out to end the inning. No more damage in that inning. Now, remember, the score is 6-1, so there's some more coming. Stick around. I got some more for you. I got some more for you. The game was 6-1. That's only 3-1. The damage is not done. Toronto is bringing the heat. They waving that flag, and they bringing that maple syrup for everybody. Everybody getting some maple syrup. Everybody's getting some maple syrup, bro. Everybody. Everybody. And the young man is serving it up. Serving it up. Smith comes out. Boom, another K. Betts comes out again. Golden Glove. Future Hall of Famer. Boom. Got a K. 22 years old. Rookie. Rookie. They're talking about he's still in the minor leagues. They better bring him up next year. Triple A guy. Triple A guy. Triple A guy. Oh my God. Are you embarrassed? You should be. I'm a Yankee fan and I'm embarrassed for the Dodgers. Jesus Christ. K after K. Freeman finally gets a hit. He get hit by a pitch, and walked. Again, the youngster got a little overconfident, and he hit Freeman with a pitch, but it did nothing. It did nothing because T. Hernandez came out, infield hit, and you had man on first and second, but he got taken out, and then a pop up to shortstop. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That was the end of the inning. Top of the fifth, pitcher Snell is still on the mound. He's still on the mound. First thing he does, he walks Snyder. He walks Snyder. Now you got ready to start doing damage again. Remember, the score is 6-1. The final score is 6-1. I got some more for you. Stick around. He walks Snell and Gutierrez. Gutierrez Jr. grounds a double. Snell catches it, and there's a double play, and then Bichette pops out. That ends the inning. Woo! I thought he was going to be in trouble right there. I thought that walk, because they were stealing bases. But go ahead. He got out of that inning. He got out of the. He got out of the top of the fifth, not the inning. And then the young future Hall of Famer, 22 years old, gets back on the mound, grounds out Muncy, and Kike Hernandez. Bam! Another K. Oh, you didn't see that coming. You didn't see that coming. 1, 2, 3. Bam! Another K. Call. He replaced Page because Page was hitting pop-ups and striking out. Bam! Another K. Call out of here. Top of the sixth, Snell, Kirk, grounds out. Versho pops up, line drive out, gone. Clemens grounds out at first. Bottom of the sixth, you got the young man out there again. He collecting Ks tonight. Ohtani comes out, and Ohtani tries to threaten him. But it's a pop-up, fly out, and they catch the ball. Get out of here, Ohtani. I'm not going to get a K on you right now, but I'll try to get you next time. He pitching to him. Mind you, they're not walking Ohtani. They pitching to him. The score is 3-1. They don't care. They pitching to him. Smith comes out. Bam! Another K. Smith, what happened? What happened, Smith? You giving Ks out too? Betts comes out. He said, oh, you ain't going to get another K from me. And guess what happens? Ground out. You thought I was going to give you another K. But, hey, that's not all of them Ks, man. He had 12 of them. Snell, still on the mound. Top of the seventh. Berger hits a base hit. Guess what happens? You would not guess this in a million years. He pitches a wild pitch to Falafel, and Badger decides he's going to steal second. Boom, gone. He's gone. Wild pitch, boom, second base. I'm telling you, Toronto was playing to win. That's how you do it. Small ball. If you can't hit home runs, you do small ball. You get on base, you advance the runner. Simple, basic baseball, please. Little leagues can do it. As soon as he saw that wild pitch, boom, he gone to second base. Falafel grounds out. Jimenez comes back on to bat up. Guess what? Snell's all shook up because Badger stole second. Jimenez walks Jimenez. Now you got man on first and second. Another wild pitch. Here we go. What's going on, Snell? Guess what Baja says when, oh, another wild pitch? Boom, he's at third. Now you got man on second and third. While they chasing the ball in the backstop. Snell, what you doing, Snell? Snell, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? And this is your starter? This is your king who's supposed to win you game 6, Mr. Manager? Throwing wild pitches and Berger just stealing bases. Just stealing bases. They snatch from him. Every time there's a wild, boom, he gone. You got a man on second and third. Luckily, he strikes out Schneider. Gets himself a K, finally. A pitching change. Now, the manager's seen enough. Mr. Roberts, you finally seen enough? The wild pitches, the first 2 wild pitches wasn't enough to take him out. The home run wasn't enough to take him out. He had about 100 pitches at this point. We get a pitching change, and Henriquez takes him out. Snell had 116 pitches. 116 pitches. He's over here by 15. He's already throwing wild pitches. 115. He shouldn't have been out there that long. He was making mistakes. The score is 3-1 at this point. Another wild pitch, but now it's Henriquez throws a wild pitch, and guess what happens? Yeah, Badger runs home and scores. He stole all the damn bases except for first base. He stole home. He went wild pitch, boom, he home. Oh, but it's a wild pitch. He stole home. He was home. You couldn't stop him. Y'all chasing the ball on the backstop. Now the score is 4-1. Now the final score is 6-1. The final score is 6-1. So I got some more damage for you. I got some more. Yes, I got some more. Bissett, base hit. The inning's not over. Base hit. And guess what? Gutierrez was behind Bissett at third because he ran behind him. He scores. The game is 5-1 at this point. Snell just started something that could not be stopped by Henriquez. Henriquez just did the same thing. And, you can't take the pitch out unless he sees at least 3 batters. So guess what? He walks Kirk. Now you got Bichette, Kirk, full loaded bases. 1, 2, 3. Everybody's out there. Jimenez comes in, 5-1. He saw 3 guys. The manager, Roberts, saw enough. And Henriquez is out too. Why'd you put him out there if he wasn't going to deliver? Bad judgment call. I mean, you said you can't hold back. Why you holding back? Anyways, pitching change. Banda came out, and Banda finally put the nail in the coffin with Verso, bases loaded, and he closes it out, ground out to second to end the inning. We can't have this in game 6, bro. The Americans cannot do this because the Canadians are going to put you down. Luckily, the young Yesavage is not pitching. Luckily, he's not pitching. So you're going to have to do what you got to do. But game 7, you're going to have a problem because that Hall of Fame is going back on the mound. You know who I'm talking about. And he don't like getting off the mound. So let's see what happens there. Because the Dodgers have to go to game 7 to win the World Series. Because if they win game 6, it's only going to be 3-3. The Dodgers need game 7 to win the World Series. That's just how it is. And it's going to be in Canada either way. So we're at the bottom of the 7th, and Yesavage is still on the mound. There've been like 4 pitching changes over by the Dodgers. A disaster over there. This young man he's pacing in the dugout. You can see him pacing in the dugout, back and forth. He's amped. He's amped. Every time he pitches a strike, he gets off the mound, takes a little walk. I'm like, yo, he refuses to lose. Yesavage refused to lose. And I've seen that look before. That's a championship in the making. That's a champion in the making. He will get a ring if he has anything to do with it. That's hungry. That's hunger. That is hunger. Freeman comes out. Boom, another K. Another K. Hernandez base hits, and Edman grounds out for a double play. Because Hernandez got a base hit, he got on first, and then Edman hit ground out, double play, boom, end the inning. Yesavage gets saved by the rest of the team. Top of the 8th. Now, we still have 5-1 at this point. So I got some more damage for you. We're at the top of the 8th. We're at the top of the 8th. Let's go. Now Banda's still out there. And Clemens comes out, base hit. Man on first. And guess what happens? Another wild pitch. Clemens says, well, my man was doing it. I'm going to steal second. He gone. Wild pitch. He at second base. Barja grounds out. Fifth base hit. And Clemens on that base hit runs all the way home from second base. Runs all the way home. All the way home. 6-1. 6-1 on some wild pitching. The Dodgers lost a lot of points on wild pitching, starting with Snell, your starter, the guy who gave up 2 home runs in the first inning at the first at bat. Jimenez pops out, FIFO steals second, but Straw messes it up and he pops out because FIFO was trying to score too. Stealing bases. That's how you win the World Series. That's how you win any game in baseball. You get greedy. You go for it. You go for the jugular. There was times last night in Game 4 where Ohtani could have ran, but because, he had a situation at second before where his legs was hurting. So yesterday, because he was pitching, he's like, I'm not taking the chance. I'm going to stay at first. The Yankees do it all the time. I don't want to bring up the Yankees, but the Yankees do it all the time. They don't play no damn small ball. They play it safe on the base, and they wait for a home run. And if they don't get a home run, they left guys on the base. But anyway, we're at the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher, Dominguez comes out. Dominguez, Muskie grounds out. Kike Hernandez strikes out. Call gets walked. Ohtani grounds out to end the inning. And then we're at the top of the 9th. Finally, there's a pitching change. And Tanner comes out for Toronto. Gutierrez Jr. grounds out. Bichette grounds out. The game is lost right at this point. Kirkland grounds out. We're at the bottom. We're at the bottom of the 9th, and a new pitching change. Hoshman comes out to close. And guess what? Nothing happens. Nothing. Smith hits a base hit. Mookie Betts a fly out. Friedman, you know, the winner of that 18 inning series, you know, he strikes out. And Hernandez, and you know, you can't win them all, you know, but Friedman tried his best. Hernandez strikes out, and the final score is 6-1. Toronto Blue Jays takes the lead 3-2. 3-2. The Canadian team, the maple syrup team, the evergreen tree team, they are about to win the World Series. They are one game away, and they're playing at home. That means they have the bottom of the ninth at both games. So if they decide to phone it in at game 6, which will be a big mistake, if they phone it in order to have what's his name on the mound for game 7, they can lose it by phoning it in, just like Roberts phoned in game 4, and they lost game 4 and 5 at home. Toronto, if you want to take the Americans' pastime away for at least 1 year and beat the defending champions, because the Dodgers are the defending champions. They're trying to repeat. If they don't do it in game 6, it's over. Toronto takes it. Bam. That's it. It's over. They already played their last game at Dodger Stadium. The stadium won't be up for baseball until spring. Changes are going to have to be made for the Dodgers, especially if they lose. The manager can stay because, again, he's a Hall of Famer. Dude, he can do whatever he wants. He phoned it in yesterday. No one can be mad at him. No one can tell him anything. He phoned it in because they did 18 innings the night before, and he thought if he rest them up, that in the fifth game 5, that he would win because his guys are rested. Nah, that's not how it works, man. Win every game, or at least try to win every game, especially for championship. You can't phone nothing in. And then you can't be telling reporters that you phoned it in. Tell me you phoned it in without telling me you phoned it in. Please. Game 6 is on Friday. And if the Dodgers win game 6, we're going to be playing the World Series in November. I don't know what else to say, but the Dodgers need to tie the series, or the Canadians will take the World Series and the American League. I had the National Leagues winning. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I had the National Leagues winning. And plus, I'm not biased. Yes, I am. Because Toronto, they got the Yankees out of there. I don't really want Toronto to win. I don't want the Canadians to win. But this is one of the first times in World Series history, or it is the first time in World Series history, that the World Series start and end on foreign soil. The American pastime is now going to be Canadian again, because the Canadians won about 30 years ago. But the World Series didn't start and end there. This is the first time it's going to start and end on foreign soil, the World Series. The American pastime will be Canadian once again. And with that said, listen, we'll be here on Friday for game 6. I am looking for something competitive. The 18 innings, I stuck it out because it was a good game. I want to see that. I want to see the strategy. I want to see the effort. I want to see that. I want to see the guys steal bases. I want to see the guys get struck out. I want to see all of that. I want to see what happened at the top half of Game 3, the doubleheader. From 9 to 18, that was a good game. From 9 to 18 in Game 3, that was a spectacular game. There was opportunities for both teams to win, but because of the managers doing what managers supposed to do and having a chess match, taking guys out, replacing guys, defensive changes, all of that, dude, I want to see that for Game 6. I don't want to see what I saw tonight. I do not want to see that. If I wasn't covering it, I guarantee you, Game 4 and 5, I would have turned off the TV and went to bed. I would have went to bed. I wouldn't care. And I'm pretty sure most of America do the same thing. Because tonight, the last game on Dodger Stadium, people were gone before the 9th inning. They were gone. Half the stadium was empty. And guess what? The Canadians started cheering and celebrating on foreign soil with their passports and their visas. Where was ICE when we needed them? No, but seriously, congratulations to Toronto. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have now that your rookie cannot pitch. Your rookie cannot pitch again. So let's see what you guys have for Game 6. And if needed, Game 7 in November. And with that said, thank you for the privilege of your time. And remember to keep your hands up, chin tucked, and eyes open. And protect yourself at all times, baby.